Hi everyone, Julia here, hello from Sweden and welcome to a new video. And in today's video I want to show you some of my old journals with collages. It will be something similar like I already did a few weeks ago. I was showing my old travel journals, like how they changed over the years. And I want to do something similar in this video and show you some of my old journals with different collages, and I was looking for inspiration for myself and took out my old journals and just went through them to see what I did earlier. I always find it inspiring to see my own old journals and to see what I did earlier, what I stopped doing, and maybe start to do something similar again. So I took out these journals and then decided that I also will show them to you. Maybe you also can find some inspiration for collages. And I also want to show you how my journals with collages changed over the years, how my collages changed. So I have here a few different journals from last few years, and my very first collages I started to make in my first junk journal. That's this one, and it's from 2019. That's when I discovered junk journaling, so May, August 2019, and I started to make my first collages in this journal. But this journal, it's not like collages only. I have here many different things, but I also was making collages in this journal, so these are some of my early collages. I still really like them. I was trying different things, learning what I like in my collages, how I like them, so this some of the early collages. This one here as well, and I have here a few different collages, but this is a journal with many different things. It's like a mix of letters and happy mail that I included in this journal, and also just few other things. I still was learning about junk journaling and also about making collages. So my first collages are in this journal. I won't show this journal in detail right now. I think sometime later I also want to make a video about my junk journals dedicated to my all of my junk journals, and also show you how my junk journals changed. This is just an example of some of my early collages. But I think the first journals with collages only were these three notebooks. It still was before my traveler's notebook time. I didn't have traveler's notebooks at the time. I had this kind of traveler's notebook style notebooks, which I bought in a local shop. They were really cheap, and I just wanted to try out this format because I never had traveler's notebook before, and I was curious to try it out. And these are a little bit smaller than original traveler's notebook, but it worked for me. I was trying out here different collages and trying this new format for me, and as you probably can guess, I really liked it. And after I finished this, I bought my first traveler's notebooks. Yeah, but these are different collages that I made still quite a few years ago, and I actually really like all my collages, like also my old collages. I don't have a journal which I don't like, and also collages that I don't like at all. There are some that I like more and some that I like not so much maybe. but in general I like all my old collages and my old journals with collages. This one is pretty similar, but I think it's with nature collages. Yeah, this one is with nature collages, and this is just a self-made insert. I just took a bunch of papers and put them together in this cover, and I also really like this one. I think nature and travel themed collages always will be my favorite. I really love nature collages and also travel collages, but I think nature even more. I find it really calming and relaxing to make some nature collages. And collaging for me is like some kind of meditation, relaxation. I really love to make collages and really enjoy the process. So for me, collaging is always about the process, not about the end result. I don't really concentrate very much on the end result because I just love to do it, and it's all about the process for me. I find it very relaxing to put together all these papers and make something nice out of them. And this also was one of my early journals with collages. This is just some random notebook that I had, and I just started to make collages in here. Yeah, and this one is basically a collage only on one side, and I think my plan was to write down some quotes here, like here quote and collage on this side, but I made many collages in this journal and never wrote any quotes, as you can see, or yeah, maybe one or two. But I made quite a few collages in this little notebook. And this is also one of my very early notebooks with collages, and I still was learning how to do collages and what I like. So all of them are very different. Some are kind of chaotic, but as I said, for me it always was and still is about the process. And even if the end result is not as pretty as I would like to, or maybe not exactly as I imagined it, it's still okay. I think the most important is to enjoy the process. Yeah, so here are quite many different collages. Just was trying different things. And in this notebook I remember that I also was using a lot of packaging, just some kind of leftover things that I didn't want to throw away. I used them here mainly for background for my collages. Yeah, so this one, I think this one is from 2020 maybe. I'm not sure, unfortunately there is no date in this one, but I think it's from 2020. Then I also started to make this kind of passport size junk journals, and I think this was the first one, and I have a whole playlist on my YouTube channel about this little journal. And this one is only with collages. I always had a bigger size junk journal, something like this one here. But at some point I also started this small junk journal and just started to make collages in it. So I will leave a link to the playlist about this journal. This one is from 2021, I think. Yeah, and this one with collages only as well, not like the big junk journal, but in this one I liked to make different collages. And most of these pages I made on video, so I have videos about most of this pages in that playlist. You can find it in the playlist in case if you're interested. Looking on these collages, I think my style in collaging actually didn't change a lot. I will show you in the end of this video my current journals that I use for collages. Maybe some materials that I've been using changed. I stopped to use some things and started to use some other things, like other kinds of paper and ephemera, but in general I think my style of collages didn't change a lot, and still most of all I love nature collages and also travel themed collages, but I think nature collages always will be my favorite. And I made also a few of this kind of booklets, little books with nature collages a few years ago. This one I think even from the last year, and this one from 2021, if I remember correctly. And this one is also from 2021, I think. This one is with winter collages. Yeah, this is winter nature collages. Also just a little booklet, a little book with different nature and animal collages, something like a winter forest booklet or something like this. I really like this little books with collages, and maybe this year I will make one like that again. I remember that I planned to do this kind of book every year, but somehow I stopped doing it. Yeah, so first I've been using these different kinds of self-made journals for collages, and then I also started to use traveler's notebooks, both passport and regular size. And this was a first insert with collages that I finished. My first traveler's notebook, this one is from May 2021. And here in this insert I have a mix of different things. I have some travel collages here and just different things, and I also still really like this insert, and I find it really inspiring to go back to these old journals, flip through them and maybe find some inspiration or just see what kind of papers and ephemera I've been using back then and maybe start to use them again. Also stamps, for example. And it's also a nice reminder to take out some of the older tapes and stamps. For example, I totally forgot that I have this beautiful PAT tape with flowers, and I think I should find it again and started to use it more again because I really like it, but I totally forgot that I have it. Kind of got lost among other things. And this is a second insert. I think it's already 2022, if I remember correctly. And this one is also a mix of different things. Some travel collages, nature collages, and just different kinds of collages in one journal. And something that still stayed the same for me, basically, since I started. I really love to make full page collages to cover all empty space. I think that's something really typical for me. I don't like to leave empty space. I'm not a minimalist at all, and somehow I just don't really like to leave some empty space anywhere. So I really like this kind of full page collages, when the page is completely covered with something and when there are many different details to look at. And I also noticed that I really like this craft paper inserts from Traveler's Company. I think I should go back to these inserts next year and start one again for collages, because this year I've been using different journals for collaging and I really miss this craft paper insert, especially regular size insert. This year I use A5 journal for collages, but I think next year I will go back to regular traveler's notebook size, because I really like this size. Yeah, so this, I think this is actually one of my favorite inserts. Oh, I remember that I really loved to make this collage, like with a window. When you flip this page, then it's like a window to this side and also to this side with those two cute bears. I remember that I really liked to make this collage and I really like how it turned out. I think I should make more collages like this. And I also finished a few passport size inserts, also craft paper. Somehow craft paper is really great background for collages. I think it's my favorite probably for collages. And yeah, I think this was my first craft paper no, this is the first one. They are just in the wrong order in this folder. Yeah, and this insert is also a mix of different things. Also mainly nature collages, mainly animals and birds and nature stuff. Yeah, also many cute collages. And this was the first one, May 2021. Very similar to this regular inserts, just in the smaller size. Really like this one too. This one was also very nice and cute. Many cute things inside here. Yeah, so as I said, I think my style didn't change a lot, just some materials changed, and sometimes I like to switch formats of my journals. I kind of get tired and bored if I use the same format for longer time, so I like to switch formats, and that's why I always have one bigger and one smaller sized notebook for collages. And I really find it very satisfying to have a finished notebook only with collages. For me it's like a little illustration book or something like that, where I can just flip through and look at all the pretty pictures inside, pretty stickers, pretty papers. Yeah, so I think that's all my old journals that I wanted to show you, and these three are my current journals that I'm using now. So one in passport size, again, also craft paper insert, also a mix of different things, mainly nature collages, as always, many collages with animals and birds, and with stickers from my Etsy shop. This one is not finished yet. When it's finished, I will show you a full flip through of this insert. And these two are A5 inserts. They were in one cover together, in this A5 cover from London Gifties, but they just don't fit anymore. So I had to take out one. So I have one A5 insert for nature collages, mainly craft paper insert, again full page collages mostly. And I really like this craft paper as a background. So these are collages in bigger size, and it was really fun to try out this format. It gives more space, but it's also quite exhausting because of course it also takes longer time to make something in this journal. So I think I will finish it this year probably, and next year I will switch again to regular size traveler's notebook. I think it's my favorite format for collages. And this insert is with white paper, and it's more like a travel themed, and also some nature collages and stuff like that. Also really like this one, but yeah, as I said, it's quite big, so I don't always have time and inspiration to make something in this big journal, but I really like it too. I think I will finish it soon as well, and then we'll show you a flip through of this finished journals. Yeah, so I think that's all what I wanted to show you in this video, and I have flip-throughs of most of the journals that I showed. There is a journal flip-through playlist on my YouTube channel, and there are detailed flip-throughs of these journals, so you can check out the playlist if you would like to see these journals in more detail. I will leave a link to that playlist, and also to collage with me playlist, where I was making collages in this journal and I think in some other journals too. I hope this video was interesting for you and inspiring, and as always, thank you so much for watching, and see you in my next videos. Bye!